1991, 92, this time, we're watching trials. This is when I was aspired to be a trial lawyer because we saw what was going on in the news. That's the only thing we saw, was the trial that was, happening at that time. And you were on the dream. You were the dream team. Mm. You were the dream team with O.J. Simpson, and that was back with Judge Ito way long. I mean, it was
Johnny
92.
Cochran and
1994, 95.
Robert Shapiro, Johnny Cochran, and what's the name? Kardashian.
I was the senior lawyer in Johnny Cochran's office then, and we were fortunate to come on to represent Mr. Simpson then. It was like finishing school for me. I was 40 years old then. Wow. I've been a lawyer 15 years.
You still look 40, dude.
Thank you.
That was 30 years
30 years ago.
Crazy.
And there were some of the greatest lawyers in history together. F. Lee Bailey was my particular hero. Michael Baden is the most decorated, great forensic expert I've ever used. And for a young lawyer like me to have the occasion
You said you're 40, you're young?
I was the second youngest on the team.
Wow.
So I felt young. But for a young lawyer to be able to just absorb the collection of great minds working together on a single case was a fascinating experience, and one that I will take to my grave. And everything I am as a lawyer is in part impacted by the 9 months that I worked on that trial. 16 months on the case and 9 months on the trial.
So could you pour us another one, Mara?
Please.
So were you, because I've been at the Cochran firm right outside, in Hancock Park at the time?
On Highland, correct.
I think it's still there.
It's still there.
Still there.
Highland,
So, because
correct.
we used to, I was just enamored with the story, and he was a hero of mine when I was a young trial lawyer, so we would go there, and, I think when I became a young lawyer is when he unfortunately passed, so I knew, Carl Douglas, it didn't ring. Stop trying to ring the fucking, you're never going to ring the bell. You're never going to have $1 billion verdict.
Sucks.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, it sucks.
So, Mara, come on. But, one thing I could ask you, so you probably know an ethics question. I recently had one of my clients pass away before the settlement check came in. Do I still have, the client, duty?
Did they sign the release?
Yeah, they signed
If they signed the release and the check came in, then you're good. You could deposit in your trust account. And
Cheers. This is another one. So, Carl, you're going to do 3 of the same pour.
Please. Cheers.
When I was a young lawyer, because I've been a lawyer a little bit longer than Bob, Johnny Cochran was still around. And Johnny Cochran was the nicest, the most classiest guy. He used to drive a red fucking Rolls Royce with white interior, Corniche. And he'd get out of that thing in the Brioni suit, alligator shoes. I mean, he was the real deal.
Yeah, I was raised in L.A. And
Me too.
Any black lawyer, black person who was raised in L.A. really came to respect Johnny Cochran. I tell my colleagues across the country that as famous as Johnny Cochran became nationwide after O.J. Simpson, he was that beloved in Los Angeles from the African-American community before O.J. Simpson, because he always was at the vanguard of fighting for the rights of black and brown people against the police. In Pittsburgh, it may not be the same. Marl knows, in Los Angeles, there has historically been, throughout my entire life, tensions and issues of unfairness between the community and police. I dare say, Bob, you could walk down the streets of LA today, stop any black person at random, and he could tell you a story of himself, a family member, or a friend being treated unfairly by a police officer.
Wow.